Hello, everybody. Just give me a moment, guys. Hey, everybody, how are you? Hope you're having a fantastic day and everything's peachy keen. I don't think people say peachy keen anymore, you know? Well, they said peachy keen when I was a kid. I don't think they say that anymore. Guys, I just need to suss myself out here. I need to work out the terrain, is what it is. I just need to work out my territory. I'm trying to suss out the landscape. That's what I'm trying to do. Guys, everything cool? Are we good? Yeah? Is the lighting okay? I got some melanin going on here. Guys, did I tell you about my DSLR? I've got some cameras here, but the thingies are full. What do you call the little chip things that you put in there? You know, the little memory cards. So I ordered some on Amazon, and they should be here directly. And because it's always better to use the DSLR. Somebody please tell me in the comments if you can hear me. And if you can, just say loud and clear, Earl Yancey, my dear friend. You know, I love the fact that we're building a community here on TikTok and Facebook. And one of my dear friends, I've never met Earl Yancey, but I tell you what, talk about a constant, talk about someone that's always supportive. Earl Yancey, and as are many of you. And I say thank you to you. Hey, Earl, good to see you. Thank you so much. Bless you, guys. Good day, Mr. Muewa. Marvelous. Hey, Paula Scott. Paula Scott's another one that's very supportive. Thank you, Paula. Thank you, guys. There's Tamara. Perfect. Somebody says, great, guys. Wherever you're watching me from today, this afternoon, it's a little off. Wait a minute. It's what is it? It's almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. 30 minutes before lunchtime is over, or the lunch break is over. Guys, I won't keep you long. 15 minutes max. We're going to be in and out. Okay. So there's something I'd like to discuss with you very briefly. And let me throw it up here, so that, you know, we know what we're talking about and we're on the same page. Earlier this morning, I get up usually at about 5:30. You know, the older you get, the less sleep it seems you need. You know, I'm in bed by about 9. I get up about 5:30, you know, and I do the whole thing. It's like a ritual, you know, you do the same thing every morning. And so this morning, getting ready for breakfast, I had a thought. I had a memory, and I shared it. I shared it on my Facebook page, and I posted this. I said, did you know that in 2019, people were afraid to speak Tonga in City Market because PF cutters would accuse you of being a spy? Now, anybody that knows me knows that I work in close proximity. I mean, this whole area, it's City Market, Simoson Building, Kalushawalia Road, there's Simon Mwera Market, there's Simon Mwera Lane, there's Lumumba Road. This whole area, I've been in this area. For those of you that care to know, I've been working in this area for more than 33 years. Simoson Building has been here for 33 years. So I've seen a whole range of occurrences. I've seen the entire gamut of activities in and around the central business district of the Simoson City Market area. I've seen it all. And this is a true post, because this is something I used to see during the PF. Now, let me bring you guys up to speed. Some of you that may not know, Tonga is one of our local languages here in Zambia. Our current president happens to hail from that region, the southern region, and they speak Tonga. But because President Hakainde Hichilema, who happens to be Tonga, and he was the main opposition leader, in those days, it was very risky to speak Tonga. I will never forget. Let me give you a story. I will never forget. And this is one of many stories. I mean, I could sit here with you and talk for hours and hours about the many different things that used to happen here because I used to see them with my eyes. I used to hear them with my ears. Okay, nobody told me this. First-hand information I'm giving you. One of the stories is, the PF used to conduct these meetings, and they would call the Marketeers together. And, they would instruct them on what to do and how to conduct themselves. Sometimes they'd tell them, don't wear red. If you wear red, it means, you're a spy and you're with the opposition. The color red was banned in this area. You could be beaten for wearing a red shirt. They'd just beat you up. They'd say, no, no. You're trying to infiltrate us, is what they would accuse you of, the PF cadres. Okay, PF means Patriotic Front. They were the ruling party then. I remember this one time they had a meeting with all the Marketeers, and I was privileged to be able to attend all of those meetings. Anytime I would hear that there was a meeting, I would always go because I wanted to know firsthand what they were talking about, because everything they discussed affected this area. And this area, this community, I am a part of this business community. So anything that affects the community, I want to know what they're talking about. So I would always be there. And in this particular meeting, I'll never forget. Now, keep in mind that all the Marketeers in this area, many of them I've known for many years, more than 20 years, many of them. So consequently, I know what tribe everybody's from. Okay, I know what tribe they're from. I have so many friends that are Lozis, Tongas, Bembas. I know where they're from by virtue of the fact that I've been here for so long, and we've built a relationship as a community. So this one particular time, this PF guy came to address the Marketeers, and then he began to say, and I was fully aware of people that hailed from the Tonga tribe who were in the crowd. I knew who they were. And this guy began to talk, and he started talking about the Tonga tribe. He started saying, Bakaso, this, that, and the other. He says, as you know, the people from that tribe, they're selfish. And he was saying this in full view and in full earshot of people that came from Southern Province. They were Tonga. And out of curiosity, I turned and I looked at them because I knew who they were. The guy who was speaking, he didn't know who they were. He was just some PF official that came to talk to them. He had no idea who was Tonga, who was Lozi, who was Bemba in the crowd. He had no idea. He was just spewing this stuff. But I knew who the Tongas were in the crowd because I've built a relationship with them over the years. So I looked at this group of ladies that I knew were Tonga, and I'll never forget the way they dropped their heads. They did that as he was talking, and you could tell it was painful for them to hear that. So, after he talked and all that, everybody dispersed left. I followed those women. And because I knew them, and anybody that knows my videos, especially my vlogging, the people I talk to on the street. So I approached them and I asked them, I said, when you hear that, what do you feel? Now, because they knew me, they knew I wasn't going to sell them out. They told me the truth. They said, ngatwa umfa filia, ifo tumona kwa titabatu fuaya. When we hear that, we feel as if we're not wanted here. We feel despised. We feel like they hate us. And they walked away. Now, Max Chongu has written something, Chongu, has written something that I want to respond to. Now, let's be clear. Max and I are friends. Okay. We're not enemies. So I'm not going to, I'm not going to rail on him. Okay. Max is someone I know and we speak on a regular basis. He just has a different political ideology from mine. We think differently politically, and that's his privilege. Okay. And let's be clear. Max is, we get along. Okay. So Max has posted something and he said, it will be wise for influencers like SML TV not to remind people of the past. As soon as I read that, it reminded me of that saying, those that forget the past are doomed to repeat it. And one of the things I've been constantly saying on Facebook, I've been reminding my audience of the Holocaust. Remember the Holocaust? The systematic slaughter of 6 million Jews by Nazi Germany, led by Adolf Hitler from 1933 to 1945. A travesty, an atrocity, a horror, a hell that happened more than 80 years ago. And yet today, still, the Jewish community still talks about that because it was a pivotal moment in the history of the world. Imagine for a moment telling the Jewish people, oh, don't talk about the Holocaust. Why are you talking about that? Leave that alone. What would the Jewish people say? They would look at you like you're crazy. There's certain things you can't forget. The genocide in Rwanda. You think the Hutus and the Tutsis, they don't talk about that? Of course they do. You know why we talk about it? Because we don't want to be in a position where we relive that horror. We don't want to go through that again. Who wants that? That's why we talk about it. It is tantamount to burying your head in the sand when you say things like, don't talk about the past. For those of you, many of you don't work in this area. I mean, you only see what you see. I work here. I live here practically. I mean, I spend more than 10 hours every day of my life here because I see it. I know it. So you are being disingenuous and you're being naive when you begin to say things like, don't talk about the past. Don't say anything about the past. No, we will do that. We will do that precisely. We will talk about the past so that we don't have to repeat that. A couple of your comments and I'll be off. This is an interesting comment. Are you preaching tribalism, Mr. Mwewa? You're reminding people of the past. And what's wrong with that? I have to repeat, those that ignore the past are doomed to repeat it. This is a very simplistic approach to life. This comment, it sounds to you, Kanyama, to you, it sounds intelligent. It sounds almost self-righteous. But when you look at this comment carefully, what you're saying is, let's forget about the bad things. No, you don't forget. You forgive, but you don't forget. You don't forget because that's a pivotal moment in our history. What good would it do if you just pretend things didn't happen? You know what that's called? It's called gaslighting. Ever heard of the phrase gaslighting? That's gaslighting. When you say to people, don't remember. When you say to people, bury your head in the sand. When you say to people, turn your eyes away from the horror. Don't look at the ugly face of the brutal regime of the PF. And you know, one of the things I found to be a very sinister character of the PF was this idea of shrouding their criminality by using the Bible. I've always disliked that. And I've always said, if you're going to be a criminal, but don't use the Bible while doing it. I don't like that. So, guys, we will not forget. We'll forgive, but we will never, ever forget. God bless. Have a great day.